Genevieve really is just, I'm warming up to Genevieve. Episode 1, I was not a fan. Episode 2, 3, 4, she's in my top 4.
Wow.
But obviously this is a biased podcast.
Yes. Well, it better be biased, Matt. I'm glad
it is a biased podcast. This is the Genevieve stand.
Log right off if you're
Today is Genevieve.
The sweet potato. I love it. I thought I was gonna walk in here. There's gonna be some black people with the sweet potato.
Fucking Bo, Jen. All right.
Damn. That's exactly how we would always say it in the house. It's like, kale. Sweet taters.
The sweet taters.
Sweet taters.
The sweet taters.
And now, it's time for the Sweet Potato Podcast featuring Matt and Theron.
Oh my god, everybody. We are joined by a few Survivor legends. Now, you all know her so well. Sue is back for another episode of the Sweet Potato Podcast. But in addition to Sue, we also have her bestie in Survivor 47, the winner of Survivor 47, Rachel. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much. And
yes, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And thanks to Sue for just shooting me a text and saying, come do a podcast with me. I love it.
For being our amazing promoter.
Yeah.
Sue's doing.
I think I found a new job.
She's doing God's work. Yeah.
Sue can make me jump off a bridge, you know. Said I'm doing it. Come along.
But I will jump with you. That's the thing.
Yes, exactly.
It's crazy because you are known for winning the most immunity challenges of any woman on Survivor. Some would say the most dominant player of all time. How do you feel about that?
I don't know that I would call myself the most dominant player of all time. That's a little bit of but I'm very proud of the game I played, and amazing. I thought that maybe I could win an immunity or two. Never thought I could win 4. So who knew?
That is crazy.
I'd like to say that, Rachel, maybe you don't feel that you're the most dominant, but you are the silent but deadly dominant. And that's the difference. Like, you're very humble. You're not showy. And that's the difference is you are fucking dominant.
Yeah.
And you ran this. You knew you were running it. I have goosebumps just thinking about everything you did, but you were so humble and kind about it that you may feel that you weren't that, but you're badass all the way.
Thank you.
super adaptable player as well. I mean, there were so many times that you got thrown into situations that were either out of your control or you were trying to do something and something else happened and it just went the wrong way. And you clearly were able to overcome and adapt and push through and try new strategies and things like that. So I think that's super impressive.
Thank you. And that's definitely probably the thing I'm the most proud of, I think, is the ability to kind of play from all angles and just get kind of scrappy when I had to be.
Oh,
one of the most important things that I'd like to say is when Rachel played, she's the type that she said that she's the type that just gets going, and she had to channel her husband Derek, and she would always say, I have to think of Derek and just bring him in to calm me down, and that's how she won all these challenges. Always after every challenge, she would say that was Derek, he brought him in and he calmed me down, and that's how I was able to do it. So.
/ watch me in my head and yelled at me for rushing.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I rushed. So
it is amazing though to me because we do see so many in Survivor and really in any kind of competition show. A lot of people they'll come in with a strategy and they'll be like, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm best at. I'm going to stick with this one strategy. And they try to maintain that. And even when things don't go their way, they stick to that same strategy. And that can be detrimental because sometimes you do have to make changes. And I think that's part of the big reason why you were so successful though. And it is definitely a huge standout from your gameplay that I noticed.
Thanks.
So I do have a few questions. So I put on our social media if they have any questions for Rachel, and I have a few now. The first few are from our friends at the Not Mad About It podcast. Specifically, Nikki is a huge Survivor fan. So her question for you, and actually both of you, Sue and Rachel, is what was the first meal that you had after you both left Fiji?
Oh, both left Fiji.
I know I can name mine right away. I had spaghetti, meatballs, French fry, a hot fudge sundae, and wings. But I didn't eat it all. But I had it. Rachel, I don't know about you, but like I ate little bits and pieces, and I couldn't eat anymore. But that's what I ordered when we got back. What about you?
Well, the first thing I ate when we got back was candy out of that duffel bag that Derek brought. Remember that, Sue?
Oh yeah. Oh wait, you're talking about Fiji.
No, he said when he got back from Fiji.
Oh, from Fiji. Oh yeah. I was thinking
we did. We ate
from...
a ton of things at Ponderosa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, our first meal was her husband brought the biggest duffel bag filled with every candy imaginable.
Oh my God.
And Rachel and I walked off together, right? It was just you and I at first.
Yeah.
We were chowing down on all that candy.
There's like a photo of us like just like candy in hand with like a hand in the bag. Yeah.
It was pretty so nice.
That wasn't a meal, but that was the first food when we landed.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of food, you had the Survivor burger, and then Sue had the Survivor burrito.
Yes.
Now, how were those?
Oh, to die for.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. Do you think that Jeff was cooking them back himself?
No.
I made a joke last podcast. I was like, Jeff should come out with a Survivor cookbook.
Yeah.
Put all of the auction items in there. You know, it would be a top seller.
Rachel, how good was that burger? I remember her going,
The burger was so good. I mean, it was like a double bacon cheeseburger. I don't think I've ever ordered that in my life. You know, it's a huge burger, but it was so good. Yeah.
Speaking of the burger, when you guys are at the auction, Sue, how did you not see Rachel take that little scroll out of the French fries?
I don't know. I think I was just soaking in the smell of the French fries and the burger, and just being so worried that I wasn't going to get food. I was just counting down how many more people I was beneath, and it was hard to even look her way because it was pure torture watching food going in people's mouths.
Well, because didn't you have to eat those disgusting bugs?
Grubs.
Yeah. That was crazy. Yeah. That was crazy.
Thank God Sam swallowed it whole so that I didn't have to continue eating.
Well, speaking of the Survivor auction, something else that shocked me was when Kyle ate those buffalo wings and broke I think he was vegan or vegetarian. That was crazy. That was insane. But that shows you how hungry you guys were.
Exactly.
So hungry. And I mean, he had like 30 and he ate 10, you know, so it was still he was pretty reserved compared to what most people would have done, but it's hard that's all you're getting. And we haven't been eating. What are you going to do?
That was awesome. Another question for both of you. Who do you two both keep in touch with the most from 47?
Well, Sue and I talk pretty regularly. I talk to Genevieve a lot, and probably Sam and Saul as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. Awesome. I think I definitely speak to Rachel the most. Genevieve, Saul, him and I are actually doing a fundraiser for a Parkinson's program next week, I think. So I speak to him here and there, but definitely Rachel's my girl all the way. Just has always been.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's great. Yeah.
Now, Rachel, the ultimate question. Who do you think is taking home the Survivor 50 crown?
Well, I mean, I don't know that not that I'm not allowed to, but I don't know that my own moral code allows me to say anything except wish luck. So that is my answer, final answer.
Oh yeah, 1,000%. So last episode, Sue and I were talking all about the first 3 episodes of Survivor 50, and I put out a TikTok that was talking about, I think Sue, you were talking about how you can barely even watch the show. Your eyes are drawn to Genevieve. You're just staring at her the entire time, and you're not even sometimes paying attention because Genevieve.
I don't see anything that's going on. I look at her dimples, her smile, and I'm making sure she's happy.
Someone commented, it made me laugh. They said, that is the average reaction to Genevieve. What was the central piece of strategy that you were surprised didn't make the show? Could be from yourself or a different player. P.S. Love watching you and season 47. What an amazing season.
Well, I think the biggest thing that you didn't see on 47 was my relationship with Caroline. You know, you saw a lot of Sue and I, but we saw very little of like Caroline and I, and we were also very close. And the three of us were, obviously Sue and Caroline were close, but Caroline and I were also very close. And I don't think there's a single scene of just Caroline and I talking. So that's probably one of the, the things.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it's interesting because, you know, like these kind of shows are edited in such a way to, like, you know, tell the story that is being put out there. But like when you started episode 1, obviously they don't know how the story's going to end at all. So it's interesting to see what is picked and chosen to be in the edit, and then like the real connections you guys had. But it's good that you guys were such good friends. That's amazing. Final question is, who would you have voted in the final 3 for Sam, Sue, or Teeny if you ended up losing the fire?
I didn't lose fire. Oh,
well, like, they said if you ended up losing the fire.
If you,
that's tough. Who takes me out in fire?
Yeah.
Like what, you know, who wins immunity? Who takes me out in fire? Like those are all questions.
Yeah, that's true.
Relevant to who I vote for.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I'll plug my ears. Go ahead.
No. Sue and I were very close. Sam was my adversary, but I don't know how that, if he takes me out, maybe that's something that I credit him for, you know? So it's pretty tough. It's always, the hypotheticals are always pretty tough when you don't have, you don't get to see the full game before
1,000%.
Yeah, there's so many different like little things that could change leading up to that would completely change like how the whole everything, even though it's just the end of the finale, like there's so many little things that could change. And
if Sue wins immunity and takes me out in fire, like I'm just saying, you just don't, you have to like see how it goes and what people's strategy. So,
I don't know if you both kept up with last season of Big Brother, but this conversation reminds me of the idea of like a vengeful jury. And it's very interesting because I feel like on Survivor, you guys are a little bit more willing to credit the player for their accomplishments, whether that's even getting yourself out of the game, right? Or like Big Brother, I feel like there's a lot more of like a vengeful jury, or the idea of like, you know, this person got me out, tit for tat kind of stuff. I don't know. Do you guys feel like it's a little different for Survivor?
I've only watched 1 season of Big Brother, 3 seasons. So I'm not a Big Brother expert, but I wonder if part of that is because you're in a house and you're like, it's like the dynamic of the living situation's a lot different. Where there's so much like struggle and there's so much working together to live in Survivor that I think you gain more respect for people regardless of game, where it's a little, I would guess it's a little tougher that if I hate you, Matt, like we're in the house together, like screw you, I just like stay away from you. You have to rely on you. I can just like hate you kind of without, sorry, I shouldn't have used you. So you know what I'm saying? Like I think that.
Is this season 51 right now? Is this the interlude? Yeah.
I think you can just hold more of that against people when you don't have to like live around them as much.
Yeah.
Well, and I feel like our guys, especially our group of people, they were such Survivor fans that they were all about the gameplay. And I think they had so much respect for the different moves, and that was even more important. And even like with Rachel winning all the idols, like that was so badass, but she also made incredible moves that I think they took that into consideration too. And it was going to be a unanimous, other than Kyle, like a unanimous vote, because like they were all about the gameplay and Survivor game, and whether they liked you or didn't like you, it didn't matter.
Yeah, I don't think it had anything to do with who liked who, you know.
Not at all.
That's not always true. I think our season is a lot of gamers and a lot of people that really, wanted to look at the game pretty purely. Whereas I think a lot of other seasons are more emotional and are more kind of petty. You know, I don't think, I feel like Savannah played a pretty dominant game and still had some people vote against her, not just for other people, but against her. And I think that, you know, it's also part of Survivor, and it just kind of depends who you play with. Like there could have been people you have to kind of be able to get a read on if, you know, you can stab somebody in the back and they're still going to respect you or not.
1,000%.
Yeah, I think I think it's interesting too, Matt, that you brought up eventual jury because we were talking earlier with Stu when she first got here about House of Villains,
Right.
and Stu, I don't know if you remember last season of House of Villains, and it was very much when it went to jury, it was very much like a split between half of the people, and obviously not everyone on that. There's like a lot of gamers on that show, but then there's also a lot of people that are from other types of reality shows.
Right.
And so with a lot of the gamers, you saw them advocating for Wes to win from the challenge because they were like, he played the best game. Was he a dick to everyone? Kind of. But it's a show about being villains, and he was the most villainous person there. I think I remember Richard Hatch specifically said that. He was like, I would think that Wes should win because he played the game the best, and Safari just kind of floated to the end. But there were more people that were like, well, yeah, Wes played a better game, but we don't like him, so we're just going to vote for Safari. And that's how he ended up winning.
Wes would win. Yeah, I wanted Wes to win.
Yeah.
That was a great ending to a show. But speaking of eventual jury, and we'll get into this, but I feel like there's a lot of bitter Bettys from season 50, I feel like especially after this episode, I think there's some drama that is going to be talked about.
I can't wait.
I think attorney seasons are just a different bag, and we haven't had one in a long time. You know, I think that coming in with pre-existing relationships and particularly ones that you can't, you know, if Sue and I went out on another season, we would have each other's back through and through, and we know that. But there are people that you don't know as well, but you know them.
Yep.
And what does that mean for your in-game relationship based on your sort of light out of game relationship? And can, you know, like and I think people misconstrue, you know, I can trust this person because I know them in real life, or I trust them in real life, but maybe they don't feel the same way about you, you know? And I think that when you get burned by somebody that you already know, it's much more painful than, especially if you feel like the fool, like I thought I could trust this person, right?
Yeah.
And as a result, I didn't even think they might betray me, and they did, and now I feel foolish, and also I'm out of the game. Like, of course you're bitter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, we talk a lot about this with like Housewives, where, you know, back in the day, they didn't see there was no perfect example of what a housewife is. So they were just acting like themselves. And then as time goes on, when newer housewives join the show, they kind of match like a blueprint, and they're a little less authentic, kind of more fake. And it's kind of fresh to see a bunch of returnees on season 50 who have already been on TV before. They kind of like don't care, you know, they're being themselves. They're doing anything that's possible to win $1 million. And it's amazing to watch. It's great TV. It truly is.
Yeah. Really, it's exciting.
It's definitely like, I'm not sad I wasn't on 50, you know, like it really is like, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. Oh, 1,000%. Should we just jump into season 50? Are we already there?
Let's go.
We already talked about it. So last episode, Q was voted out, which was kind of wild. Poor little Stephanie had no idea. Do you feel bad? Do you think that this tribe is in disarray? Do you think that they can recover from this?
No.
I mean, based on what we just saw, maybe not.
I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like this tribe was pretty good until the buff swap. I don't know. I don't have good vibes.
Everything, right? And I just think getting rid of Q is kind of silly. Not even for strength. It just feels, I don't know.
They just like definitely you still need to win the challenges, and you have Ozzy, right, who's basically trying to run the whole show at this point, that has any kind of real strength, but
does he think that they are all gonna follow him? Does he truly in his heart of hearts believe this? Because I feel like the Mike White alliance is way more dominant than Ozzy.
Well, yeah, I mean, nothing's gone Ozzy's way this whole game.
No.
Ozzy hasn't won a single challenge, I don't think.
No.
Even as individual, right? Even as individual,
yeah.
like his journey.
Yeah, it's sort of like Colby on Heroes vs. Villains, where he just lost everything the whole time. Like, it was just kind of sad. Like, it's like you went from being this kind of like super strong, like fierce competitor, specifically in the challenges, and then kind of just returned and just can't seem to win.
But Rachel, you and I both know how heavy those boats are, right?
Oh my God, that was there was like yeah, because your boat flipped too. The Gotta group chat blew up after this last week because all of us were triggered. We were all like,
that was horrible.
The boat was, oh God, it was just, yeah, the heaviest thing in the whole world. It's already so heavy, and then now it's full of water.
You can't even describe to people how heavy it is. And they, on top of that, like the one thing I remember we did is once we got it on land, we tipped it over to dump the water out, and we were able to push it. But there, like I sat there watching Ozzy bailing it, and I'm just like, you're on land, tip it over, it'll be so much faster.
With a bucket that's this big.
Yeah. But those boats were
your brain too. You can't think. You haven't. I mean, like, don't eat for a week and then try to do that. Like,
exactly, it's impossible. It's
not
impossible.
Great. Yeah.
That is so funny. But yeah, so David and Goliath Alliance, they are definitely in the lead here. They pull Emily and Ozzy in. Stephanie clearly at the bottom of her tribe. We talked about this last week, Sue, but Stephanie still is not showing up, I feel like.
Nothing. They're not
like
showing
zero,
up.
right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Because I know
just
Stephanie from... Yeah. I know her from Traders season 1. Thinking, and if they, in my mind, I'm like, well, they brought her on Traders season 1. She's from season 10 of Survivor. She's like an OG of this game.
Yeah.
She's not showing up as well as I thought she would be.
I don't get it. I don't get it. And obviously, there's the edit, but there's just nothing coming out of her.
Well, and I don't really know. I'd have to go back and like review those seasons, but she is the sole standing person on her original season, right? And then gets voted out, just having the story of like how we can't let her get to the end. And then she loses to Danny. And I think, I wonder if she's maybe just not the most strategic player. I think that it's just trying to kind of like keep up, make alliances. I mean, she was in the majority alliance in her starting tribe, but it just feels like I don't think she's leading things.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah,
there's no strategy whatsoever, right? I haven't seen anything
other than her and Colby teaming up, but like that seems more like hey, we're 2 OGs on this tribe with a bunch of new era, let's kind of stick together. That's all I'd kind of say.
I don't think she's driving votes. I don't think she's pretty much waiting for people to come to her. I mean, she knew the two sides of this vote, which is a good position to be in. She's kind of the swing, or at least trusted enough by both sides that they want to use her. It's interesting to me that she chose what she did.
Yes.
What's crazy to me about this whole vote is that it seemed so much safer for Emily in particular to stick with Angelina. They had to trust that Stephanie, who is very clearly just kind of a free number in this group, was going to go with them, or Emily goes home. And I don't know why Emily felt good enough about this to take the swing, because it doesn't seem to, if you just want to break up David versus, I mean, I know Mike is more threatening than Angelina, but you're in this kind of tight situation. Like, it's not always smart to make the flashy move when you can make a safe move. And
but you know what? When you have someone like Mike White saying, I want Emily out, that would trigger me.
That's fair.
Right? I'd be triggered, and I'd be like, get him to freak out.
Then tell Ozzy and get him in on the vote.
Yes.
Why are you trusting Stephanie? Emily trusts Ozzy a lot, and like, I don't know. I just think it's kind of nuts. And clearly we see in the next time on Survivor how pissed Ozzy is.
Oh,
yeah.
He would have been pissed anyway. Maybe he would have gone and blown up the whole plan to Mike. But if they had, I don't know.
That would have been good TV if he did.
It would have been good TV, because then it would have been high.
It would have been, I think, better though, like if she had told him, because then it's like, at the very least, then there's the chance that he'll go with it. Whereas if he's been blindsided, and now there's no chance that he's going to be, obviously he's going to be upset, because if you get blindsided, no matter what, you're going to be upset.
Yeah.
And if they had brought it to him, maybe he would have been fine with it. Maybe he would have been super upset, but at least there would have been an opportunity for something going forward. And I think in any case, most people would rather you bring it to their face than blindside. And now suddenly their alliance is strained. They were close, and now it's like, he can't trust them. So
I had to have feared that he would have told Mike, which he did seem weirdly protective of Mike, and maybe he made that clear around camp. And
he wants to be on the White Lotus.
Something. I don't really know. We didn't see any reasoning behind that. So we can only speculate, but it does feel like they felt like maybe it was too risky to tell him, but then it's like, then just go with Angelina. Like, I don't know what the problem is. Why are you burning? Like, okay, hypothetically, if this doesn't work and Stephanie votes for Emily and Emily goes home, Christian is now left and he has pissed off every single person on that tribe. Every single person. Like, that is so high risk for Christian, so high risk for Emily. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know.
And no shade, his closest ally would then be Angelina. You know what I mean? Like in the sense of like that scares me though, because Christian's my guy. Christian's my I'm Christian for the win.
Well,
but this episode,
they won out in this case, but it's just kind of, it doesn't make total sense to me, and I'm wondering if we don't have the first. I just feel like there's more here than that we're not seeing.
All I know is that whole tribe's a total train wreck now.
Yep, 1000%. They're definitely going to be the third in a row tribal council. That's my prediction for next week.
I was just going to ask, like, are they going back next week?
I think so.
I don't see how they're not. I don't see how they're not. They're broken. They're probably Ozzy. I can't even imagine. Now isn't Ozzy the only male?
Christian?
Oh, Christian. Yes, Christian.
Yeah.
Ozzy and Christian. That's not the strongest.
So what happens next? Like, if they go back, who goes home?
I don't know now. I mean, they'll flip at anything.
It'll be Angelina, right?
Probably Angelina, yeah. Unless Emily.
It could be Ozzy if he blows up enough that they think they really can.
True. What'd you think of Coach versus Ozzy in the first half of in the first few episodes?
Fun,
right? Wasn't that awesome?
Like, so true to form on both sides, know.
I love Coach so much because like he talks up like the biggest game of all time and how he's a dragon slayer, but then they showed that little video of him going spearfishing in the water. And he got a little tear. I'm like, Coach.
Yeah, I'm a scuba diver, okay? And so when you have a calf cramp like that, you grab your fin and you pull back to stretch your calf. Like, that's a perfect calf stretch. So it was just like painful watching Jonathan just be like, he's just like a whale. Like,
oh my God, that was so funny.
Man, Jonathan is a beast too,
really
right?
Is.
He's just incredible.
But not getting the most amount of screen time, I've noticed. I feel like I need to see more of Jonathan, Tiffany. There's some people that I want to learn a little bit more of now.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I kept seeing online was, oh my God, what's his name? What's the musician's name?
That's Zach Bryan.
Zach Bryan. About that, Rachel.
I always say Luke Bryan. Is that a different country?
That is a different country singer. Yeah.
So
what'd you think about that?
I didn't watch it. I skipped it.
I
skipped that portion because I heard not good things.
Yeah.
I heard not good things. Yeah.
Zach has more confessionals than Tiffany.
Zach has more confessionals than Tiffany. I think he might have been in the episode longer.
Well, he has more than she's had this whole season.
Yes.
Which is devastating.
That's not even a joke. I think I saw something. He had significantly more numbers than Tiffany did.
He's had 3 confessionals this whole season, and he got 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not even talk about screen time like that. Like he just had a half an hour of an episode.
Yeah.
I liked it. I think it could have been a 10-minute segment and not 30.
Yeah.
It's fine. I think it's like a fun reward.
It is
something different, but it was the really intense, like, we're watching him spearfish. We're watching him do this.
It just
talk about everything. Did you Sorry.
It took a lot of time where it was like, maybe it would have been better if they like included it in the episode and maybe they did the whole segment as like a promotional thing they could upload on YouTube or something like that. But the fact that they did it in the episode and it's now taking away screen time from people who I want to see the people that are playing the game. Like I want to see the people who are playing the game. And I'm fine seeing Zach Brown, but it's a detriment when it's at a detriment to like the screen time of the actual contestants.
Yeah, agree.
Well, I hope Sue's bestie Jimmy Beast has a longer segment because I saw him there.
Jimmy, I hope it's not longer.
Oh, that's yeah.
Knowing him, he doesn't want to be on there too long.
No,
so
not at all.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's going to go in, do what he's got to do, and
I'm hoping for that one that maybe it's more related to like that's more related to the challenge, just the challenge, and not related as much to the reward. I feel like that would be more interesting, especially with everything with Beast Games and how like Jeff was on Beast Games and they did the Survivor Challenge. I think it'll get better reception too. If it's the theming for the challenge.
Yeah, it's not like
I thought
Jeff
it was a
came
bribe,
and cooked us dinner, right? Like we saw him only when we were doing
right.
Yeah,
right.
Jeff didn't go spearfishing on Beast Island.
Right, and then sing for everyone.
No, he didn't rap, didn't sing, nothing.
Yeah, no, good. I actually wrote it in the document, but I think Jeff quoted biggest reward of the season and or ever in Survivor history was to have a little time with Zach Brown. Zach Brown?
I have,
Zach Brown.
the Palau jellyfish reward, there's some good ass helicopters and boats.
Peanut butter jelly sandwiches were better than sitting with Zach Brown.
The food looked pretty good.
Yeah,
it did look good.
But I think it's Jeff loves the hyperbole. So
loved it.
And you know what? He made his dreams come true. He obviously made his dreams come true.
But it crushed D's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I truly thought Jeff was going to be like, you know what, D, you can come too. It's not that serious.
They went back to her like everyone else must have been like, who's this guy? Because they only focused on D that whole time.
She was like crying about it, but she was the biggest investigator. She clocked it immediately. She said, it's Zach Brown. Zach Brown.
But she was like, I think she was maybe like the only like big fan out there.
Yes.
Really...
Well, there's that thing of reality shows where they introduce the guest judge and they all have to like laugh and jump up. It's great when they like say like a name no one knows, and it's like you don't know them like that, guys. You're performing.
Inside baseball is that Genevieve does like him, likes a few of his songs, says that she's got his music on a workout playlist because it's very upbeat.
So Genevieve heads. Write that down.
Yeah, I think it was the band, not the solo artist.
Yes, the Zach Brown band was the one that sold out Fenway Park.
Yes. Well, I just mean I also think that that's like the music she knows. I don't know that she knows Zach Brown.
Yeah, I think the band is more popular, but I'm speaking. I don't know. I don't know ball like D knows ball.
I also think this whole conversation, it is so confusing. Because this guy's name is Zach Brown, but there is a Zach Bryan who is also a country artist, and they make the same type of music. And one is Zach Brown and one is Zach Bryan, and that's like the same. And then there's Luke Bryan, and then there's it's too confusing.
Singers have the same name. It gets to a problem. It's two first names, and then it's like the same two names.
But only one has been on Survivor.
Only one.
That's
true.
Did you like the talent show from the Scylla tribe?
Too?
I thought it was a little silly, but I guess you got a lot of downtime, so this is what they do. I feel like these guys are really soaking in this opportunity to come back and be on Survivor 50, and they're just like having fun. I mean, I could have fast forwarded through it a little bit. Maybe I did a little bit, but I may have pushed a little fast forward a little bit.
We never did anything like that, did we, Sue? We did.
No,
I mean,
we just played games at night, but it was just
they were like verbal games though.
Yeah,
like, we never did. The only thing I could think of is
I feel like Sam tried singing a lot, and he got in trouble. But
not a lot of things. But most of us, we would kind of like mumble a couple words and then get yelled at. But Sam was constantly trying to sing Taylor Swift's new music under his breath. And they did try to play like baseball once. I was not there. I forgot. It was after a reward.
I think it was, yeah, it was like, yeah,
it was when it was when I was with you on Tuku Beach.
Yes.
About to get my head chopped off. Yeah. They played some baseball that day after the reward. But
that was it. Yeah. We just never even thought of that.
Not
Maybe
around
we didn't have talent.
You had a lot more to worry about, I think, than performing a talent show. You had to worry about going home the next day.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, Rizzo was very good at Mickey Mouse voice, is what I learned from that.
he was good.
I also learned that Charlie is very mad at Rizzo, though, still. He really wants Rizzo gone.
That's going to be interesting to see what goes down between those two.
Yeah, and then didn't the preview show that Rizzo now knows that Charlie's after him? That was the implication. So this should be interesting because is this just Charlie's baggage? Is this
a little bit? A
like,
little bit.
Have outside of the feud, which makes a good storyline, like, does Charlie have a reason to actually dislike Rizzo or want him out?
In complete honesty, when I put on episode 1 of 50, I thought Charlie and Rizzo were the same person. I thought and I said, there's two of them?
They do fulfill a very similar archetype.
There's two. On the Kahlo tribe, Queen Genevieve braids Coach's hair, which was awesome to watch. Aubrey goes...
Did she always braid your hair?
She did, yes. Annika and I braid each other's hair, and then I braided people's hair, and Genevieve braided my hair.
That's awesome. You know, Genevieve really is just... I'm warming up to Genevieve. Episode 1, I was not a fan. Episode 2, 3, 4, she's in my top 4.
Wow.
But obviously, this is a biased podcast.
Yes. Well, it better be biased, Matt. I'm glad
it is a biased podcast. This is the Genevieve stand.
Right off if you're
Today is Genevieve.
TikTok's gonna hate me if I said anything bad. So Sue, you had some thoughts of last week about Aubrey and Genevieve. You don't like seeing them fight.
I no, I don't. And when Aubrey this week when she was making the faces? Oof, if I could reach through that TV screen and choke her, I would. God. Right, Rachel?
I don't know if I would say I'd choke her, but I did not enjoy.
Do we have a safe word? Am I supposed to say a safe word to edit that out?
No, you're good. You're good.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, flapper.
TikTok won't like that. I'll just leave that out, yeah.
I know Sue's the badass. She calls me the badass. She's the badass.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, it's irritating. And of course it is game, right? Genevieve knows what she's doing. She's onto her. Aubrey's annoyed by that. Like, you're gonna be frustrated in those moments when you feel like you've been kind of caught or backed into a corner or whatever. But yeah, I don't love it. You know, anyone going against my girl, not a fan, but it's I think it's funny that Genevieve's like, I'm worried about you. Are you sick? And she's just,
and you know, oh my God, I know, I love that. And when she's like, Aubrey, the whole tribe's looking for you.
Oh yeah.
Aubrey goes off for like a little like one-on-one or just like some peacetime, and Genevieve's gonna follow her in the night.
Oh my God.
That's the thing. The reality is that on Survivor, you know if someone's going off to pee,
right,
or they're going off for something else. It's not that, because you say something and cameras don't follow you. So if you're not going off to go to the bathroom, what are you doing?
Well, Coconut Grove.
Yeah, that's right.
But then the cameras don't come. So if the cameras are coming, you're not Coconut Groving.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, you can't find an idol without the cameras there. So you have to announce what you're doing.
This is off topic, but Sue, speaking of you being a badass, let me read a TikTok comment we got for you when we were talking about you on Beast Games, right? They said Sue needs to sue Jack. SUE, sue Jack. Love that. Anyways, so Genevieve, she finds another Billie Eilish boomerang idol trademark. Can you believe she must be sick of this by now, right?
I'm sure. I can't imagine finding the second idol and not having a single idol,
and then having to give it away to somebody else.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to point out that I'm pretty sure this is true. You can fact check me. Kelly Wentworth and Marianne Oketch, and now Genevieve Mushluck, are the only women who have ever found two idols in one season. Parvati had two idols, did not find both idols. I'm pretty sure that's a fact. And
Wow.
the fact that it's also a fact that she's the only one who found 2 and got 0. So
Yeah. Yet.
But it's a bad, like, it's a bad mechanism. I think like the first one, okay. You find a second one, you should get to keep it.
I know. But how cool was it watching her expression when she was probably like, fuck yeah. And then she did the whole Dragon Slayer thing.
Yes,
like
such a good
Dragon
just
Slayer.
was like, I had goosebumps. I was so happy for her because we know, right, Rachel? Like we know what it's like to get something that you think can save your life, or you're hoping that it's something for you. But like, I was just so happy for her, and it was just like the coolest expression ever.
It's also like you're just getting a little bit of a glimpse. I think that I guess the audience got it a little bit because of like talking under her breath and stuff during challenges. But in 47, we did not get as much of Genevieve's like funny personality.
Yeah.
And like that kind of thing would not surprise anybody that knows her day to day, but I think potentially is a little bit more expressive and silly than most people that are fans of her expect,
Right.
I think it's very fun to see more of her personality like really shine this season.
Yeah, it is. I agree.
Another question I actually had for you, Rachel, I didn't write it in my document. Our friend from another podcast wants your opinion on Genevieve's pink turtleneck.
Oh, I mean, what opinion do I have other than love?
Other than Stan. What can Genevieve do that we wouldn't like? Not much.
Maybe if she like killed her whole tribe with a machete,
maybe.
I might not like that.
Maybe.
I would still love her, but I might not like that.
Would still vote for her to win, but we might have to go to legal on that one. But yeah, so back to the Zach Brown segment. So they win Zach Brown. Callow wins Zach Brown and immunity. Scylla gets second, which is awesome because I mean, obviously, like, we love Suri at this podcast. We are Suri defenders, and we love to see Suri not go home. So she is safe. Because I got a little worried because on episode 1, when Suri was kind of fumbling that challenge, part of me was like, oh, are they going to do it? Or are they going to get rid of her week 1? But no. So our girl is safe. She's safe for another week. But Vatu back at Tribal Council. I don't think they're ever gonna make up from this.
No.
It's rough.
It's bad.
Maybe on a really heavy puzzle challenge. They've got Emily and Christian are both good puzzlers. But yeah, it's not good.
It's crazy because they're losing so much that they're getting all of the edits, and you almost don't even remember who's in the other tribes.
Oh my god, who did I just like? We didn't see any Chrissy this episode.
Oh yeah, I feel like Chrissy, Camilla. I mean, we saw Charlie. Charlie's entire story at this point is I hate Rizzo because my baggage.
There's nothing else happening, right?
Yeah, I mean,
not a lot of D.
Charlie, D, Tiffany,
even Coach this episode, Colby,
Stephanie, Colby,
Joe.
Not very big edits.
Was loving Rick, Devins, and Christian though when they were together.
Yeah.
So Rachel, I had a question for you again. What do you think's gonna happen with that secret idol they planted at Tribal Council?
I'm so upset about this because I wanted to do this. I had this written down before I left for 47. Because once Adam played the podium idol, or tried to, I was like, oh, but it would be so sick to hide something because now they potentially could after that happened. And the only reason I didn't was because I had an idol that I didn't want anyone to know about. So it was like very fun, very exciting, very heartbroken for me. But I hope it comes around. I hope there's a payoff because I think it is so believable. Like if you stand up, if you know you're going home and you stand up at Tribal and say, well, I got a clue today that there's an idol here, and you walk over to the freaking fire pit and find an idol, you have implicit immunity. Nobody's freaking voting for you. And that's pretty freaking cool. I hope there's a payoff there. I really do. Yeah,
it's gonna be exciting to see what they do. They can even just find it themselves, right? If like Christian goes and thinks he's in trouble, he 100%. Can find it.
Yeah,
but nobody else can touch it. Is that true? Can someone else take it? Yeah.
So anyone can
but what if, like, let's hypothetically say they piss Emily off Emily finds this, thinks she's safe, she gets like double blindsided.
No one's finding it. I think the reality is that you're not looking at
Right.
Tribal
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
there. And also like Tribal's kind of scary. Like you get really comfortable with everything else, but Tribal's very strict. There's a lot of like scary producers in black that like yell at you a lot. And so you're not like sticking around in the set.
They're the traitors. Yeah.
Rachel, do you watch their faces like when someone goes to vote and like they're smiling, look at each other? I'm like, we used to be like straightforward, looking down.
Yeah.
I feel like they're more relaxed.
We were told to look like they're like look forward, no talking. Like it's scary.
You must have been
I
so
feel like
excited.
they're sort of doing it, breaking the rules a little.
Yeah, I mean, returnee season, I think that they give a little more license. You know how it was, Sue. Like as the season went on, everyone got a little bit more lax all the time. And they said, like, we just have to know that you guys are gonna follow the rules, and then we give you like a little bit of like leeway.
Yeah.
But I think that probably in a returnee season, most of these people know most of the producers is probably a little harder to be like these hard asses, and
Yeah.
they're not scared of them probably.
No, not like we were. I was
No, we were
terrified.
terrified.
Back at the Vatu Beach, after their terrible loss, there's kind of consensus that Angelina's going to go home. And we saw last episode, I'm pretty sure Q has been talking about how she's really lazy. And I mean, that's a main factor to get somebody out, right? But Mike is pushing to keep Angelina. He wants to keep that White Lotus. He wants to keep that Mike White alliance as strong as possible. But Mike is targeting Emily. And Christian doesn't want either of those two people out. I mean, like, those two people are probably Christian's closest allies now after Rick Devens is not there. I mean, I don't think I'm wrong for saying that. But he's looking for a third option, and he's kind of manipulating Christian by using his past with the Gabby betrayal to kind of push in another direction. Do you think that was a good tactic?
I mean, it didn't work.
It didn't.
Yeah.
Results oriented, no, but yeah.
See, and I felt like I don't know. I was so shocked at how it flipped Christian to go against Mike, because I don't know. Like, to me, like, I don't know, maybe I just don't think that way, but I thought I didn't realize that he was really using that to really manipulate him, even though I know he wanted to, but I was shocked that Christian flipped so quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's another one where I think there's probably more to the story. I wonder what Mike said exactly. It seems like if Christian's seeing through it, he probably was pushing it pretty hard or made it too obvious, or there was more said that we didn't see.
You're right.
Then I just have to return to the idea that Mike literally said to Christian, if it's Angelina, I guess I have to do it. Like, I'm willing to. And then we still go off into this, like, they could have voted Angelina out, broken up some of the David versus Goliath, like, perception that helps Christian, and he doesn't piss off Mike. Like, I don't know. It's just it's so crazy to me that this happened the way it did, because it just,
I heard there's still
so
not
many
speaking.
other options. That,
Yes.
like,
You're right. I saw that online.
Yeah.
Sue.
They're not speaking. Mike White won't speak to Christian.
Yeah.
I think Angelina hinted that online.
Wow.
So
I don't know. I feel like I was totally shocked the way this whole thing went. And like you were saying, why didn't they bring in Ozzy? I just know that if Ozzy was my number one, and then I didn't bring him in, how does he not angry right at Emily, especially at Emily?
Right.
Yeah. I don't think Ozzy is Emily's number one, but it does feel sort of like, yeah, I think they were both number twos, right? Because Ozzy has Serena and Emily.
Right, but on this tribe, he's
on this
like,
tribe, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I
also,
do feel it.
please.
No, go, you go.
Oh, please.
No, I was just going to say, I do feel it was probably a smart move, Mike. I didn't realize how strategic and like right to the point Mike White was. I actually think it was probably one of the best moves they could have done. He's a gamer.
Yeah, I mean, he was very close to winning David versus Goliath. Like, I think we can't. I think he was doing a lot on that season to really kind of drive votes from behind the scenes, and yeah, it's pretty nuts that this vote was a 3-2-1, and we didn't really hear until we realized what that Ozzy was left out. Like, it's just sort of I don't know why they didn't show us. Yeah. Strategizing around that.
Yeah.
It's so rare to get a 3-2-1. And yeah, it was like a pretty cool vote that I feel like we didn't really see the strategy of. We saw the kind of emotion of.
I wonder if they'll show us like in flashback what got cut next week. Because from what we're seeing in the preview, I mean, Ozzy's pissed. And Ozzy is, I mean, if that's going to be a main story element, I would love to see the kind of strategizing, at least from Ozzy's point of view. I want to know what Ozzy was told, and what he wasn't told. Yeah. Because I was shocked to see the 3-2-1 vote.
Do you feel it was a big mistake for Mike White to be explaining to everyone that his daily job is to manipulate people?
A little bit.
Like, I thought that was a little bit, like, that would have definitely thrown me a little, being like, you're actually...
You think he's just nervous and he's just kind of spitting out everything? Or
I don't know if he was nervous. I think he was completely blindsided. Yeah. I think it's actually, that makes more sense if you kind of know you're going home, because then you're just like, well, I can just show my cards anyway. Who cares? It was sort of a weird thing to say when you think you're still going to be in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, unless he's just like was so confident thinking, I don't know, like that sort of threw me that he would just spend that time letting everyone know that this is what he does and how good he is at it.
Yeah, maybe it was sort of his way of saying, like, because obviously he didn't think he was going home, he was blindsided, so maybe it was sort of his way of being like, oh, like, you know, I manipulate people, like I was able to flip the scripts, like I pulled this off, even though obviously like he ended up going home.
But would you say that then and there, or was that something you'd say when you're final three?
I don't think it would really make sense to say it there, but you also have to keep in mind that Mike White said at multiple points that he's just kind of, this is like his vacation. That's true. He's doing it for fun. He's just along for the ride. So maybe in his mind he was like, you know what? I'm not gonna get to tell maybe he didn't figure he was gonna make it super far, and he's like, I'm not gonna get to say this later, so I might as well just say it now.
No, it's so tragic. I didn't think about this till you just said that, but Q and Mike going back to back is not only tragic for two huge like characters, but they're, as far as I know, the only two people on this season who don't need the money, are there for fun, and are willing to kind of like be and play differently than everyone else as a result of that. Like, I don't, it doesn't matter if you make good money, like $1 million is life-changing if you are not already filthy rich. And I think that like it's very sad that we don't get to see Mike and Q kind of get to play differently and probably a lot looser and a lot more fun. And that's why Q takes these like ridiculous risks and makes up these stupid stories and does all these antics, because he doesn't really care at the end of the day. You know, he doesn't care about winning. He cares about having fun. And I think that when you bring that to the game, it's so different, and it's much harder to play around for people that are trying to be as strategic as possible. So yeah, just kind
but
of.
Also, I mean, from a player's perspective, I would want to have people like that around, knowing that when it comes to late game, they're probably not going to be putting in as much to stay and win as people who really are there for the win, who need the money. And it's just gonna, in my head, it's like that's easier competition later in the like later down the line. Why would you want to get rid of them early when you know that like they're not going to pose as much of a threat down the road?
Yeah. I'm not sure. I agree.
Well, I just think with this vote, you know, I think between Emily hearing that he said her name, that's it. He's done in her book. She's not gonna let that go. And then, you know, with Christian being pissed off that he brought up, you know, the other girl, I forgot her name.
Angelina?
No, the one that burned.
Gabby.
Oh, Gabby, Gabby.
Yeah, that, you know, like they both, I think, had their eyes set on him. So that was it. It was more personal.
You know, when they were strategizing, what did you think of Christian miming to Emily to kind of just keep it quiet?
I'm enjoying him so much.
Yeah.
What do you think, Rachel?
Well, that's the other thing. I forgot this was another point as to why, like, it's not that Christian wants to lose Emily here, But this is the second time in like 48 hours that Emily has been actively sort of working against Christian, even though they're supposed to be very aligned, right? So she goes and tells everyone about Aubrey's idol. And then immediately, and tells everyone she can't trust Christian, both of those things, right? She was like, Christian's sketching me out and like, blah, blah, blah. This is what he did. This is what he said. Like, just like really airing her like inside thoughts out as soon as they hit the beach. And now she immediately goes and tells like Christian's like, don't tell. And she's like, what? Yeah. And it's just interesting to me. I don't think that he should like cut her for it, but the fact that she was on the chopping block and he bent over backwards and went out of his way to save her at high risk, as we already talked about, it's just kind of crazy. Like, she's showing you that she doesn't really like value you. So why are you valuing her so highly?
I mean, as soon as she saw Ozzy's face, she's like, Ozzy, right? Like she was like, couldn't tell him fast enough. And he had just said, don't tell Ozzy. You know, it's just crazy.
But yeah, I mean, Mike White goes home totally blindsided. I think I saw on social media, Angelina, I think, said this online, that like he didn't leave anything for anybody. He didn't leave any of his stuff for anyone. So like truly was blindsided by this vote.
Yeah. I heard he only had his water bottle too, I think.
Yeah. You know,
also, I just think that's not a good look. I there wasn't a single tribal that I didn't bring all my shit. And I think
you know
everybody
what?
brought their stuff.
Rome didn't.
Unless you actually have the necklace, which even then, I don't think I still brought my bag every fucking time because it's just like, you don't know, never know when they're going to pull some weird twist or something. But I think the confidence that you give out when you choose to not carry that bag, yes, it's heavy. Yes, it sucks. Nobody wants to have it, but it's also just, it gives off a message that you should not be ever trying to give off.
That's a good point.
What if they ever do something where they're going to take someone and send them to Exile Island or something and you don't have your bag with your clothes? Like that was always my biggest fear, or do something stupid. Like I always just like, I need to have everything because I don't know if I could be sent someplace and I don't want to be any place without everything I've got.
Yeah. Think about Matt Blankenship. Like he didn't have his bag and there's so many things there that I don't know. And I just think that part of playing Survivor is never not playing Survivor. And no one wants to carry the fucking bag, but you do it because it's part of continuing to play the game all the time. And even if that's just giving like a subliminal subconscious message that you don't feel safe tonight, like that should just be what you're doing if you're playing Survivor.
100%.
Yeah. And you know what? With that being said, I'm even shocked Mike White agreed to come back. I think that's one of the most shocking casting choices on this season, I feel like.
I'm not, because I feel like him and Jeff have a very good relationship.
No, 1,000%. Yeah. But I feel like he's like not too big time, but like he's a very established person out of Survivor world that is choosing to come back. It's almost as like if Zach Bryant was like, let me play on 51, you know, like it would be weird.
Well, I mean, it's like you said, it was his vacation. That's how he saw it. He wanted to just take a break from and go back to his roots.
And he wanted to make sure he had abs this time.
It looked great. Mike White looked great.
He got a Planet Fitness membership and just went to Fiji.
What's so interesting though about you saying that is I'm so surprised that he went out this early, because my read on going into the season was like, this guy's going to be around to like de-merge because everyone is going to be kissing his ass. Everyone is going to keep him around just so they can be friends with him. They can try to get the cameo, they can whatever. And so I'm surprised that this happened. But B, like, I'm not surprised that he said yes, because I think he probably also thought he had some longevity from that. Like, it's also that you can always have the message of, I'm never going to win at the end. Even if I get to the end, I'm never going to win. Like, no one's going to give me the money, you know? And he can literally like call back to his first season where he can kind of say the same thing happened. And so I don't know. I'm glad he played again. I'm sad that he's out this soon.
Yeah.
For sure. I've kind of been very shocked at every single boot this season.
Nightmare boots. So
I mean,
far.
we got Jenna, which was shocking. She's an OG. Kyle.
Yes, that was horrible.
Awful.
We got Savannah.
Yeah.
Q, Mike. Like, This is crazy.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
But it
Not
shows kind of how cutthroat and how these people do not care. They'll do anything.
Yeah.
And it's just so exciting. Like, I don't know if I said it to you, Matt, last week, but like after our season, I still watched it. I liked it. But this season, and I am so excited, and I'm still, as soon as it ends, I can't wait for next week to come.
Yeah.
Don't know. I mean, I think it's good all other than Genevieve being there too. Like, I'm so excited to see her, but like it's all of the people, and I'm so excited watching this. It's really, really been so good.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I would have changed was, I think Tyson said this online. I wish there was like a challenge that chose the new tribe swap. Like performance in a challenge, you take this from this box, you get the pink tribe, or I don't know, like to spice it up, make it a little more interesting.
Draw for captains.
Or that.
Yeah.
Would have made it a little bit more dramatic, and it would have
That'd
showed
be
alliances.
You,
Then
you
it's like,
never
are
know.
you choosing you got to choose some allies, but you can't choose all your allies. I have to vote some of them out. I think that would have been fun.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right. I didn't even think about that.
I mean, but in the hands of the fans, I mean, name a better idea. I mean,
Right.
the fans they want these people to go through hell. Is what I found out.
yeah.
No rice.
I don't know. I don't know about this. I don't think the fans voted for a Billie Eilish boomerang idol. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think so either.
Who knows? Well, I heard that there's supposed to be some Jimmy Fallon cameo I saw from the trailer. So I'm excited for some more celebrity cameos. Like we said, we talked about Jimmy Beast. I cannot wait to see what he has to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this season is pretty good. Loving it so far. But I guess my final question about Survivor 50 for both of you is, other than Genevieve, you're gonna go into Survivor 50. Who would you be aligned with?
Who aligned with?
Because we can't say Genevieve because we know. I mean, we know we're a biased podcast.
I don't know. A lot of them are pretty cutthroat, so it's a tough one. I think Camilla.
I really like Kyle, and I think that I would need probably to ally with like another person with a pretty large threat from being a recent winner.
Yeah. No, for sure.
That wouldn't have served me because he was out.
No.
I wouldn't pick Aubrey. I know you guys are Aubrey lovers, but I wouldn't pick Aubrey. Sorry.
I don't know if I'm loving Aubrey. I think I liked her. I felt for her when they were so paranoid that she had an idol and they went through her bag. I was like, ugh, I kind of feel for you, Aubrey. But I've become a Genevieve stan, honestly. Ever since Sue brought it up last week, I changed my mind. Let's be honest. That's the truth.
No.
She's brilliant, and this is what I always tell Genevieve. If you really pay attention to her and what she's doing, she's so brilliant, and they're not even showing everything about her. She's literally brilliant.
I mean, she was like, yeah, Aubrey has an idol, but then Aubrey didn't have an idol, and then Aubrey found the idol. I mean, the intuition. She knows. She knows too well. No, she's for sure a really amazing player, and it's awesome to see total representation of the entire 50 seasons as well. There's a lot of new era, but then there's a lot of OGs, which I'm also loving to learn about some of these OGs that I have not seen before. So it's great. Love a returnee season.
Yeah, this is good.
Should happen more often. But yeah, any final thoughts on 50? I mean, we kind of talked it up today. We talked it up. Last thing I want to say, thank you so much, Rachel, for joining us, as well as Sue.
Yes, thank you.
But I want to talk about your puzzle.
Oh.
I want to talk about Puzzle Hungry. What motivated that project idea?
Well, coming home from Survivor and being at a severe adrenaline deficit certainly motivated me. I truly remember thinking like, man, what if Annika and I had gone head to head in a puzzle instead of like work together, and that really was motivation. That and just wanting to feel kind of the like intense pressure that I had doing puzzles on Survivor. Like, I think that I just really wanted to try and replicate that. And I tried speed puzzling. I tried that out, and it's definitely it's just not as, it's like so much more focus based because it's like 500 piece puzzles, like so long. You have to like sit there for 2-3 hours and just like puzzle as fast as you can, and it's not the same. And so I really wanted to try and replicate the feeling I got on Survivor competing in these puzzles. And my great partner owns Vexel, which does a lot of Survivor replica puzzles. Ryan Plasted. He reached out and we started a business and designed Puzzle Hungry together. So it's we kickstarted it. It is funded. It's currently being manufactured. So should be in the mail in June. You can pre-order it at playresolve.com, or there's a link in my bio on Instagram if you want to see that there. So yeah.
Aaron, you gonna get that for my birthday in June?
Yeah, we will definitely be pre-ordering this, and we will also be playing it on the podcast.
Oh, a little game night.
I know I've gotten you games before to play on the podcast, and we have not played those together. But this one, hopefully you will play with.
Interesting. I wonder, you could play it if you both had a copy. You could probably play it. Oh yeah, I think that would work. You would just have to like call out.
I'll just go to his. I'm just gonna go to his house.
Oh, we live very close.
No, we live close. We live like 20 minutes from each other. I'm just gonna go to his house.
This is just for easy. Yeah. But am I wrong? I think I read that it was funded in like 48 hours or something like that.
Yeah, we reached our funding goal in less than 48 hours, and we ended up like almost 3xing it by the end of the campaign.
Amazing.
Oh, that's amazing. It does look super fun though.
Like Rachel's such an artist, and like these are things that you don't know about Rachel from the season, not really, and that she has such a passion for this and like just being creative. And to me, watching her do this and be so successful at it, it's just so wonderful to watch, and I'm just so happy for you, Rachel.
Lots of advice and love and phone calls from Sue telling me I can do this. Lots of me stressing out before I figured out that this is what I wanted to do, and her telling me to go for it. So I deeply look up to Sue. I want to be like her when I grow up. And she gives me so much good advice, especially about this kind of thing. Like, just go after it. Just chase the shit that scares you. That's Sue's mantra, and I try to live it every day.
No, honestly. Honestly, Sue. I mean,
and
Sue
look at her now. She did it, and I can say as much.
We're designing our next game right now. Like we're gonna keep going. So
that's awesome.
That's awesome.
But that's the difference. Is I can say anything, but the people actually have to believe in themselves and do it, and she did. So it's all
you model it, Sue.
Well, thank you.
Well, I want to also say, like, I think Sue, out of everyone, has been one of the nicest people to us throughout. I mean, these 2 years we've ever done this.
Sue's been awesome.
I think one of the nicest people of all time, willing to talk shit about the housewives, and then willing to really help, and just like also a very fun, amazing friend that we've made throughout this journey as well. But yeah, I want to say that. Rachel, what did you think of Sue going on Beast Games?
Oh, I was so excited. I was so mad. But so excited, and she killed it. She did everything. I love how unique Sue is. There's like 100 people on that show, and you can spot her from a mile away because her hair is waist length, it's blonde, and
I paid a lot for it.
Derek and I would sit at the TV and just be like, Sue.
Yes.
Like every time she popped up on my screen, we were screaming. So
that's how you watch 50 with Genevieve. Every five minutes you see Genevieve.
True.
Exactly.
They do shots where I don't have to like pick her out.
True.
These games had so many people for a minute there.
You're all wearing blue too.
Yeah, you're all wearing the same exact thing.
But I have to say, one of the most touching things that had happened to me was when Jack did burn me, with that whole situation and how I wasn't aware about it. I think Rachel was the first person to give him like a FU type.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
And, like talk about like sisterhood and support, I never expected any of my sisters from Survivor to publicly say something on my behalf. And it was probably one of the most touching things that will hold dear to my heart.
Well, it wasn't even a question, it was just like, it's one thing to do it if you had done it and you had known about it the whole time. That would have been one thing. To know that you were blindsided by that that's just mean. And it's like, shouldn't be.
Well, he didn't win either, so there you go.
Yeah.
He didn't win $1 million.
That's
Unlike
right.
someone in this Zoom.
Yeah.
So
1 out of 4.
there you go. But yeah, final question for Rachel. Are you open to doing more reality competition shows? Is there a few more of these in your...
You know, I'm not gonna say no. I think I will entertain any call that comes my way. But I think that I don't have anything particularly in mind. I would love to do Amazing Race. Outside of that, I don't have anything particular.
Say that a little louder. Maybe they'll hear it.
Tar. Yeah, I think I'm open but cautious. I don't really want to just be on a bunch of shows. That's just not how. I don't like that much attention and that much, like, I like going to the grocery store and nobody knows who I am. And then once in a while, someone's like, you look familiar. And usually they can't even place it. They're like, we used to work together. I love that, right? It's on my terms. And I don't have the desire to do them just to do them. So I think that it would have to be like the right fit and probably decent pay, regardless of how I.
Yeah.
It will be decent pay. You're deserving of decent pay. That's
thank you. But yeah, it's just like, it's got to be worth. I either have to love the game, which I don't know there's that many shows that I would be willing to do for that reason, like Survivor,
or the money,
or it's got to have some good incentive.
Right. That's right. Because you'll win it then too.
I'll try. Yeah, it definitely emboldens me that that's all I was thinking about the last 5 days of Survivor. It was just like, you can change your life. You can change your life. You can change your life.
Well, let's say hypothetically you and Sue at the same time, in the summer months were in like Scotland or something, and you guys were like wearing green robes and, hypothetically murdering people, specifically housewives one by one. Like, would you be, would you be good at that?
I think I would enjoy that. I think I would. Yes,
that's
that'd be a dream come true.
Yeah,
I would need to hire a stylist. I think I would have a literal back every day in that castle, having to dress myself. But outside of that, I would love to play.
And then postseason, Sue and Erica Jane take it on tour, right?
Erica Jane, my girl, love Erica Jane.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
It could be me, Rachel, and Erica Jane.
Trio.
Girl, it's your show. You do it. You go.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Rachel, for joining us, and Sue, of course.
Yes.
Sue, at this point, you're like the third co-host. I mean, how many more times? At a certain point, we're gonna have to give you the password to the podcast account because you're on here so much.
We got some good seasons coming up too. I mean, all these shows are just so good. So
yeah.
We got a lot to talk about.
Thank you so much, Rachel, for joining us. Obviously, everyone needs to go pre-order Puzzle Hungry immediately. And if you don't, you're not a real one like us.
That's right.
I'm going to go 1,000%. 1,000%. I'm going to go take out my debit card right after this pre-order. Like everyone at home should. There you go.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, that was amazing.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Of course, thank you.